Hi there Libras, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca. For those of you who are brand new, I do genuinely love doing this, so I do truly appreciate you joining me on this journey. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into your reading. I would like to invite you all to, if you would like to know more about me or any of my insane ramblings or how to get a personal reading, please hit the description box and go to the website. If you'd like to join us for the free card pulls on Thursdays, same description box, different link. So join us on the Facebook page. We got Bryce. So that was the Eloquii deck. Eloquii means she who, and Bryce is she who surprises, surprise, discovery, and revelation. Love this new camera. You can actually see the cards when I hold them up. So I'm going to read that, and then we'll get into the tarot. Bryce, she who surprises, stands watching at her window. She is singing a song we can't hear, but the butterflies can. They are attracted to her nature as if she were a living representation of nectar. She is their butterfly queen, who can direct them to the sweetest flowers. She oversees pollination of not only the flora, but of humankind as well. One of her favorite things is the unexpected discovery. Bubby, shush shush. It isn't only the surprise bringing Bryce her happiness, but the feeling of divinity that comes with the marvelous moment of revelation. When this card of surprise shows up, expect the unlooked for moment. If you are receptive to fortuitous and unheralded insight, you stand a very good chance of finding the answers you need. The key here is the message may come in unusual ways. You cannot expect a straightforward response. Rather, look for those things that reveal themselves through patterns. Perhaps you see a caterpillar over and over, or maybe it will be the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and then the butterfly. Whatever the symbol is, don't worry if you don't understand it in the moment. Sometimes discovery comes only after we have assimilated the knowledge deep within ourselves. We must allow the process to unfold. Forcing it may ruin the moment of sacred surprise. Your questions. How can I pay closer attention to the signs I am given? How can I discover my own divine direction? What is being revealed to me? There you go. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Please show me the past. What is the past for my Libras? The Six of Swords. So something you moved away from for mental peace. I actually heard space, for mental space, which can be peace. Please show me the present. We have the Lovers. What is the blockage? What is blocking my Libras? We have the Justice card. Well, there is your major arcana. You are blocking yourself. What is the guidance from divinity? Thank you. The Empress. I actually heard time when I touched that card. So whenever the Empress is talking about time, you're looking at least 6 to 9 months. What is the potential outcome? Thank you. We have the Strength card. So this is a lot of major arcana. We have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. So there is a situation here that you might be feeling a little stuck in. Now this could be a situation that took place back in March. Or the beginning of the year, and a lot of times I actually don't pick up time But I do feel like this particular thing is something that might have been, took place at the beginning of the year, through to March. So we're talking January, February, and March. There is a sense here of feeling stuck, and for most of us, I can completely understand that on a global scale. But the Hanged Man is all about a position that you are kind of choosing to stay in. This is waiting for insight. This is waiting on a new perspective on something. And even a sense of enlightenment. This Hanged Man is perfectly capable of freeing himself. But again, we're looking at this picture, and there might be a sense of sacrifice that comes along with this Hanged Man. Now, what is it that you're sacrificing? And there's a sense in your spread here of a decision that needs to be fair, nurturing, and something that you have the strength to carry out and do, but it might take some sense of balance and ethics, actually, is the word that keeps wanting to come out of my mouth, in regards to this. Now, in your recent past, you moved away from something. This might be an actual literal move, or it's just a detachment from something that was causing a lot of emotional and mental turmoil. So let's look at that. Please clarify the Six of Swords. We have the King of Cups. For me as a reader, that is Piscean energy, but we have a water sign here. Thank you. We have the Five of Cups. And the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So there was there was a lot of regret. There was a decision made from a state of emotional balance, or attempting to achieve emotional balance. But there was regret here, despite the fact that you did not see the situation you were in as being fruitful. It was not growing in a way that you expected, or it was not creating the desired results. There was a lot of regret doing this in this decision, a lot of feeling left out in the cold and not seeing what the real potential for something was. This came from a very emotionally stable place. The King of Cups is emotionally stable. Now, this King of Cups could be someone that you were going toward or you were going away from. I do feel like it was more you embodying this feeling of emotional stability and attempting to move mentally into the space of emotional emotionally fulfilling place. There's an ability of the King of Cups to be able to communicate his emotions well and appropriately. But again, there's a sense of this not seeing this, whatever it happens to be, to come to fruition in the way that you had hoped. There was regret in this detachment. With the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse, it tells me that there was a lot of mental turmoil and perhaps even verbal conflict that needed to be looked at here. Now we have 2 fives here, and it talks about regret and giving up the fight. So let's look at this Lover's card. Now the Lover's card, you might have a significant relationship, partnership, or something along those lines. However, the Lover's card overall represents a decision. So let's look at this Lover's card. Thank you. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Two of Wands in the upright, in reverse. And the Star card in the upright. So now we have Gemini and Aquarius and a water sign at the bottom of the deck and a fire sign. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands in the upright. So there's a decision here to I hear star power. There's a decision here to move towards something that is very fulfilling for you, something that you're very passionate about. But it requires some faith, I think. And that part might be what you're actually struggling with, is the sense of faith, the sense of fairness. There is a very much a narrowing down of the options as to what action to take, but that action has not yet quite been taken. There is a lot of wishing here. There's a lot of wishful thinking here. There's a lot of hoping, but again, no action. And then with this Queen of Wands, and again, that's Aries for me, but could be anybody. This is having the confidence and the passion to drive something forward. This is being able to create what it is that you want. You know, the Queen of Wands is very charismatic. She's very sexy. She's very strong-willed, and I heard quite the charmer. So there is this narrowing down of what it is that you want exactly, and trying to figure out how to move in the direction of that. And it all comes down to one major decision. So let's look at the Justice card. Why is the Justice card the blockage? And we have the Star card in reverse. Please clarify this. Thank you. We have the Fool in the upright. And the Moon in reverse. Okay, so this is, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. So there's our third five. I actually feel like this is somewhat of a, I mean, this is so many major arcana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 already. There's a sense here of, I heard return of investment. There's a sense here of not being able to balance the cycles of something, and seeing the full picture of how it starts with a thought and a hope and a dream, moves into the new beginning, fulfills and becomes fruition, and then you start a new cycle over. There's a sense here of potentially loss, of being worried about losing something, and taking this new beginning and not seeing how time plays a factor in this. Now with the Justice card here, this very well could have something to do with the legal system that you're not very hopeful is going to work out in your favor. Or I'm also feeling there's a, I heard in my head a sense of trying to turn back the clock. And, you know, this can very much be about living in the moment, and appreciating the moment for what it is, and not being able to see what's coming forward towards you, is what's blocking you. You know, there's always risk when it comes to gamble. And if you're in, it's interesting because I just did Gemini's reading, and theirs was very much like a fear of failure type of thing, whereas this feels more like risk versus reward, and being able to make an educated decision about something, and understanding that even though you made an educated decision about something, the chances that it could potentially fail is still there. So, but you know, the more you grasp to the idea that it has to absolutely be fair, or if you feel like you have more to lose than someone else, then you very well could manifest that loss in that process. So let's look at the Empress here. Please clarify the Empress. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. the Lovers in the upright, and the Seven of Wands in the upright. Okay, so this very much talks about, at the bottom of the deck we have the Chariot in the upright. This very much talks about the heart winning, there being victory in a decision. To nurture what it is that your heart is passionate about what it is that you can fight about, and even doing so openly, in a vulnerable state. So there is a need here to recognize the strengthening of the heart space through this vulnerability. I'm also picking up like this kind of quiet self-sabotage that may have come from a like a mother figure, or some sense of okay, so a feeling of this divine feminine energy, not feeling, not thinking, or not expressing this femininity, this receptive nature, that it has to be this way, whatever that is. There's a almost nurturing and allowing the heart to grow strong enough to conquer all, and realizing how loved and supported you are, especially within this vulnerability. The Chariot does talk about triumph. The Chariot talks about balance. The Chariot talks about taking control of the light and the dark. It also represents incredibly fast movement. And when you're working from a heart space, there's this there is this sense of vulnerability that we all have to understand, that sometimes we get hurt, and in that are lessons, and those lessons are actually blessings, that there is no absolute avoiding pain, but there is this ability to avoid misery, right? Misery is very much a choice, and when you're doing something that you are love and you're passionate about, you'll find a way to make it work. But there is this need here to speak up about how vulnerable you feel in a situation and allowing the heart to grow. And again, we have the Lovers here. So there is the capacity for a significant connection. So let's look at the Strength card. Please clarify the Strength card. We have the Eight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card again. Okay, so now we have Taurus twice. There is knowledge here. There is fruition. There is also walking away from something. And I do feel like it may potentially be I'm hearing coercion. The sense of coercion. I don't know who that message is for. There is this walking away of the way you see strength, and seeing it in a different capacity. I also feel like there is again, a spiritual teacher that's going to show you the way, or potentially a bank or a money lender. The King of Pentacles can very much talk, especially when it's next to the Hierophant, about some type of mentor that can move you into a higher structure. This may even be walking away from a mentor, because now you have the capacity to do these things on your own. Okay, so now we're going to pull a couple of oracle cards because we're running a little long. What is the final message for my lovely Librans? What is the final message for my Librans? There we go. We have number 28, Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter that breaks down to a 1. Did come out in reverse. Should do. And then we'll pull a Goddess card. What are you doing, Bubbalas? And they're staring at the door like, thank you. Yeah, number 44. Saraswati, Mastery. So we'll start with our Spirit Animal card. 44 talks about divine guidance and angelic protection. Okay, the protection message. What's weighing you down? Is it time for a spiritual and psychic cleansing? Are you overdue for letting go of the voices that surround you? They may have started to get into your head. These voices that bog you down and keep you from leaping forward into a better situation. Let others croak and create their dramas while you make space for yourself and for hearing your own thoughts as they rise. Declutter your schedule and stop trying to do it all and then some. Let others manage their own baggage rather than allowing it to be dumped on you, for your lily pad needs to be clear of others' clutter. Frog Spirit may also come bearing a message about your physical space. Do you hold on to things because you are afraid of losing your energetic connection to the past, to people who are no longer in your life, or to goals you never pursued? Or you could have these items around because you would feel guilty if you got rid of them. Are your storage and living spaces stuffed with reminders of what you are not, when they should be holding only objects that reflect who you are and aspire to be? If something is no longer making you feel joyful, empowered, and excited, Frog Spirit is telling you to let it go and free yourself to leap forward into something new, trusting you will always have what you need. And now we will look at the beautiful Saraswati. Mastery is a genuine sense of effortless knowledge after a period of dedicated immersion. The Hindu goddess Saraswati asks you to enter her domain of art, language, knowledge, music, and poetry, and make this commitment to go the distance. Immerse yourself, body, mind, and spirit in discovering all aspects of what is at hand. Learn and then learn more. Right now, if you adopt the role of apprentice and are willing to devote your heart and mind to something, you will become a true master. Deep wisdom knows only continuous learning. No matter what question you've come to explore, the goddess Saraswati reminds you that the pursuit of mastery is never ending, so enjoy every minute of it. Your alignment message. Are you someone who begins things with great enthusiasm, but when you realize the scope of the situation, you move on to something else? Could it be you're dealing with someone like this? Ambivalence is something to be careful of at this time. As you recognize you need more knowledge and energy than what you have to move forward competently. The goddess Saraswati reminds you that there are no shortcuts on this journey, and partial knowledge does not make you a master. In fact, your alignment task is to stop working in a scattered way. It's time for some deep diving into the subject of your inquiry to really get a command of the terrain. Offer the commitment of your time and energy, and you feel the surge of power as you move into a more masterful role in all areas of your life. Stick with it, keep learning, and keep practicing your craft. Your heart commitment, your meditation, and your self-expression stay present to it all, and you will be glad you did. That, my beautiful Librans, is your reading. I do hope it was helpful. If it was, please hit the like and subscribe button, and have a beautiful day. I love you. Bye-bye.